The French General Assembly election results for the second round are finally in, and they are super unexpected. Le Pen's national rally did not win, nor did Macron's ensemble. Instead, the left-wing coalition emerged victorious, securing a plurality of seats. This surprising outcome marks a significant shift in the French political landscape and bears all kinds of consequences. Bear in mind, though, that these are not presidential elections, but parliamentary, meaning that Macron will stay until 2027 as planned. But before we dive into the final results and what they mean, let's do a super quick recap of how French General Assembly elections work. In France, there are 577 constituencies, and in each constituency, one representative is elected to represent their constituency and party in the National Assembly. This means there are 577 seats in total, and 289 seats are required for a majority. The election process involves a two-round system. In the first round, which took place last week on June the 30th, citizens voted for candidates and their respective parties in their constituency. There are two possible outcomes in the first round. Either a single candidate receives 50% or more of the vote, or none of the candidates reach this threshold. If a candidate receives 50% or more, they automatically become a member of the National Assembly, a result known as an absolute majority vote. In this case, there will be no second round. If no candidate achieves 50%, which is much more common, a second round is held on the 7th of July, where the top candidates face off. This example on the right illustrates what actually happened in this constituency last night. 3 candidates qualified for the second round. However, one candidate withdrew their candidacy before the runoff. Consequently, the remaining 2 candidates competed, with one ultimately winning the seat. In the first round results from last week, only 76 out of the 577 constituencies had a single party winning by over 50%, thus determining the outcome in one round. The remaining constituencies required a second round to decide the winners. So finally, what are the results? In the first round, the following seats were allocated. Le Pen's right-wing populist National Rally and their allies, 38 seats. The broad left-wing alliance New Popular Front, also called NFP, 32 seats. Macron's centrist Ensemble, only 2 seats. And the right-wing Republicans, only 1 seat. Last week, it really seemed as though Le Pen was poised to take France by storm. However, what happened in round 2 last night? At the time of recording, the Republicans won an additional 44 seats. The National Rally won 105 seats. Macron's Ensemble won a surprising 166 seats. And the New Popular Front won an additional 150 seats. Now, if we add the first and second round results, we get the following. And here it's clear. The left-wing alliance emerges as the clear winner, and Macron in second place, which was rather unexpected. However, 289 seats are needed for a majority, and even the New Popular Front is not even close to meeting that target, as they would need to have an additional 107 seats. This was unexpected, as polls before the election showed a National Rally in first place, but they ended up in third. The National Rally's party president, Bardella, slammed what he called the unnatural alliance between Macron and the leftists to stop by all means National Rally's most important surge of its history. What he means is that if a National Rally candidate advanced to the second round along with 2 other candidates, the centrist and left-wing parties have strategically withdrawn their candidates in third place. This move was aimed at consolidating votes against the far-right candidate, thereby increasing the chances of defeating the National Rally candidate in the second round. They did this in over 200 constituencies, and let's be honest, it worked. But what does this mean though? At EU Made Simple, we see 3 ways forward. But before we delve into the details, have you ever wondered about your own family's past? This brings me to today's sponsor, MyHeritage, a true game changer. I started by simply entering information about my parents and grandparents, and whoop, there it was. I discovered my great-grandparents and many more generations further back. The process was so easy, even with little family information to start with, as MyHeritage has over 19 billion historical records to work with. I also stumbled upon some astonishing facts. I always thought my family was entirely European, but guess what? I found out that I have ancestors who have roots in Turkey and Indonesia. Looks like the Dutch colonial past in Indonesia wasn't just a chapter in the history books, but a part of my own family story. Who knew? And check this out. I uploaded this old family photo to MyHeritage. Their tools let me repair, colorize, enhance, and even animate it. It's like bringing my family's history into the present. And here's something exciting. You can sign up for a 14-day trial to explore the vast resources of MyHeritage. So start your journey into your family's past today. Find the link in the description. So back to France. What do these results actually mean? Who will form a government? And who will be the prime minister? Well, as said, we see three ways forward. The first option is a coalition of moderates. Before the election, Macron and his allies floated the idea of building a broad coalition, including moderate lawmakers from both the left and the right, to counter the far-right influence. For example, Macron could try and bring together Ensemble, the Socialist Party, Greens, and some of the Republicans. However, given the highly polarized political landscape, forming such a coalition is difficult and could lead to a paralyzed legislature. Plus, Mélenchon from the far-left France Unbowed has already stated in a victory speech that the NFP is not interested in a coalition with Macron centrists or the right-wing Republicans. However, maybe some of the other parties within this coalition can be swayed. The second option is a NFP minority government. Given the new Popular Front's large share of seats, Macron may be forced to appoint one of their leaders as prime minister. But this already presents the very first problem. Who? So far, the coalition has not been able to put forward a person who could be the prime minister. The third option is a blocked parliament. With three large groups unable to agree, we could find ourselves with a blocked parliament, where any attempt at government faces a motion of no confidence. In other words, a majority disagrees and votes against it. French institutions would be paralyzed and no laws could be passed. This could be particularly difficult for civil servants if it results in the budget never being voted on. It is possible that this situation could even continue until the 2027 presidential elections. To get out of this impasse is the appointment of a technocrat government, comprising of ministers with no party affiliation, similar to the government led by Mario Draghi in Italy from 2021 to 2022. This approach aims to manage the country impartially and maintain stability until a more permanent solution is found. However, it is unlikely that a majority can be found for this solution. In more extreme cases, we could see constitutional reform or even an early presidential election, but these seem very unlikely. But we will address them in future videos if they become an option. French viewers and others, we would love to hear from you. Thank you to our contributor and thank you so much for watching. And remember to check out MyHeritage. Start your 14-day trial to journey into your family's past today. Find the link in the description. And if you want more election explainers, check out the UK election results here and its impact on the EU. Or check out the EU election results from last month here. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more videos like this. Until next time.